Sydney's gangland war has erupted in violence yet again.
The next brutal chapter in an ongoing feud.
Police now swarming this Guildford street where this morning a father and son met their end.
18-year-old Salim Hamzi and his father, 64-year-old Taufik, were shot dead yesterday in the driveway of their home in Sydney's western suburbs.
It's an ongoing issue for us, these retribution-style, drug turf-style shootings.
Police allege Salim Hamzi was involved in one of Sydney's most notorious underworld gangs and was facing a firearms charge.
I'd only known him for a very short period of time, recently representing him and getting him bail, but he was what you would expect from a teenager. He was young, full of life.
They suffer terribly from these cycles of violence and that's what we seek to avoid.
Police say yesterday's shooting is the latest incident in a years-long dispute between rival criminal gangs. Earlier this year, another member of the Hamzi clan was shot dead.
Bilal Hamzi was gunned down in June as he was leaving Sydney restaurant Kid Kyoto. Police say he had been warned there was a contract on his life.
Well, the advice he was given whether he was life under threat, he wasn't interested. He chose to live the life he did.
Bilal Hamzi was ambushed and cut down in a hail of bullets in the heart of the city.
Look, the shooting of Bilal Hamzi was a particularly disturbing offence. It was in a very public place, middle of our CBD in our leading city. There were people around, there were people coming out of restaurants, and the potential for harm to innocent people was immense.
Bilal Hamzi had recently been released from a 3-year jail stint for supplying cocaine and acquiring a gun. He was also convicted of being a member of a criminal group born out of the notorious Brothers for Life gang, which police have alleged was a major player in Sydney's drug trade.
11 members of the Brothers for Life gang have been arrested in Sydney's southwest on drugs and firearms charges.
A decade ago, Brothers for Life was torn apart by a violent factional feud. In 2013, the violence turned personal when Bilal Hamzi's mother was shot 8 times through the window of her Auburn home during a drive-by shooting. There's no suggestion she was involved in any criminal activity. Former detective Ken Mackay spent years investigating organised crime and the Brothers for Life gang.
Money and power. And again, the underlying part of that in general terms is drugs.
Innocent bystanders have been caught in the crossfire. In November 2013, a 13-year-old girl was wounded in a suspected gangland gun battle.
The girl shot last night was the sister of a member of the notorious crime gang Brothers for Life.
Just over a year later, another Hamzi relative survived a shooting through the front door of her Auburn home.
Ambushed while she was home alone.
The Hamzi organised crime network now lacks the formality of a gang like BFL did and like the OMCGs have, but really now we see them as effectively self-governing.
Detective Superintendent Rob Critchlow is the head of New South Wales Organised Crime Squad.
The trappings of wealth are very important to them. We're seeing them acquiring very expensive watches, for example. They're buying Swiss watches and encrusting them with diamonds. They're obtaining really high-end vehicles. We're talking the most expensive vehicles you can get, and flaunting their wealth in the streets of Sydney.
The higher up in the group you go, the more money we tend to find.
I'm sure the police would love to paint a picture that this family are a family that are only involved in crime, who are making millions and millions of dollars, and that justifies their actions. But that would be the furthest thing from the truth.
Lawyer Ahmed Dib represents Hamzi family members and represented the late Bilal and Salim. He rejects any claims the family are involved in organised crime.
A lot of the Hamzi families are people who work Monday to Friday jobs, 9 to 5. Some work in the construction industry up at 4 a.m. in the morning, they finish at 4 p.m. A lot of these members of this family are people who work extremely hard, are contributing members of the community. So it's quite simple for the police task force to simply put any member of the Hamzi family under one certain umbrella.
According to a police affidavit tendered in court, the Hamzi crime group's most serious rivals are members of the Alameddine criminal network.
We said then, we say it now, we will hunt you down.
Police have alleged the criminal group is partly run from prison by Talal Al-Madeen, who was convicted of providing a gun later used in a notorious terror attack.
The man who supplied the gun that killed Curtis Cheng outside Parramatta Police Headquarters in 2015 will spend at least 13.5 years in jail.
Police also alleged in court that peace talks between the clans broke down after a Hamzy gang member intercepted a rival drug shipment in October last year. Over the following days, the streets of Sydney were rocked by a spate of drive-by shootings. Majid Hamzy, known to once be a family associate but allegedly reformed, was shot and killed.
Police! Search warrant! Open the door!
Police charged a man in July over Majid Hamzy's alleged murder and a second man with providing the getaway car. The new head of the state's organised crime squad says the cycle of violence is strongly based on personal vendettas.
These people hold grudges and they hold grief for lost family members, and they really do feel for the people in their family groups that have been murdered, and they want to take revenge. And then that crime causes a further murder and further revenge.
Yesterday's double shooting will become the latest focus for a police task force racing against time to bring the bloodshed to an end.
Unfortunately for us, when a significant matter like this takes place, it seems like we're back to square one.
These criminal gangs will be brought to trial. Unfortunately, what's going to happen is that they will either find themselves in Long Bay or in Rookwood.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.